KRAE Cheyenne.
As Cheyenne's weather turns warmer, dust and pollen can become a problem for those with allergies, asthma, or respiratory issues. And the last thing you want in the summer heat is poor air quality in your home or office. So it's time to turn to Marv's Plumbing and Heating. That's right, Cheyenne's most trusted plumbing, sewer, and heating business also services air conditioning. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, can handle all your air conditioning needs. Give them a call, 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And a good Thursday afternoon. Wyoming Sports Talk Today on the air. Larry Proetti, along with Nick Proetti. We get the program underway by thanking some wonderful folks. Marv's Plumbing and Heating at 1515 Logan Avenue. The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council, 635-4592. Mondello's Pizzeria, Paisan cuisine at its best, locally owned, locally operated, and again, everything always fresh from Joe's Place. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons, directly across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. We send you over to First Tier Bank, open Monday through Friday. Talk to them about their special APY right now on their CD rates. They also have all kinds of good stuff for you over at First Tier Bank. Lennox Auto Body with 2 locations on Dunn Avenue. That's the main auto and truck repair center. The Auto Glass and Detail Center available too, and both locations kind of busy these days, but you still can get in there and make an appointment. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs over on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Platte Valley Bank, 2 banking locations, again offering all of the banking services you've come to expect. Platte Valley Bank over on Vanda High, and you will find them at the corner of College and Pershing on the east side. Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way, the 18s must go, making room for the 2019 model year, so you're going to find some sensational deals over there with AJ and Greg Miller and the entire staff. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Delrange. We know them for lunch and dinner, and now take advantage of 3 squares. Have breakfast Monday through Saturday at Chick-fil-A, right across from Menards at the corner of Windmill and Delrange. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service on Highway 30. Yes, they got pummeled by the hail, but again, they still are your home for Jayco RVs and fifth wheels, and now you're going to find even better deals these days over at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. How about Taco John's, where they are here in Cheyenne, and again, they're your home for loaded potato olays, the sirloin steak burritos here for a limited time, as they'll be going bye-bye here pretty soon. They always have their 6-pack and a pound every Tuesday. Don't forget, it's Taco Tuesday at Taco John's. And we get things underway with our scoreboard, which is brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. We go first to Nick, who has...
Well, I got a final from last night, as we talked about with LCCC volleyball on the road, taking on Western Nebraska at the Cougar Palace. It was number 4 ranked. At least Western Nebraska is taking on number 12 ranked, nationally ranked LCCC. Fortunately, it was a 5-set loss for the LCCC Lady Golden Eagles as they fall to at least Western Nebraska late last night. Coming up, I do want to remind folks again, tomorrow we will not have a Wyoming Sports Talk today because guess what? We'll be busy getting ready for game number 2, week 1, since last week was week 0. It is game number 2 on 1480 K-Ray between Cheyenne East and Casper. Kelly Walsh live at Okie Blanchard Sports Com Complex. Again, that kickoff will be at 6 o'clock. It is not 7. 6 o'clock is when it's going to kick off with a 5:30 pregame show here on 1480 K-Ray, 101.1 FM in the Cheyenne area. Also, too, we do stream our audio on 1480kray.com, and also, too, we will be live on Periscope and the 1480 K-Ray YouTube channel. So there's audio, video, there's all sorts of ways to tune in for this big contest coming up tomorrow night.
Major League Baseball for today afternoon tilts at Great American Ballpark. They won 11 with the Brewers defeating the Reds again in extra frames. Final score, Milwaukee 2 and Cincinnati 1. Indians at Progressive Field, they down the Minnesota Twins today 5-3. Games getting underway when we call it a day. It will be the Tigers and the Yankees in the Bronx. Pirates and the Cardinals at Busch. It will be the Cubs and the Bravos around 5:35. 6 o'clock hour have the Red Sox against the White Sox in Chicago. Angels and the Astros at Minute Maid. Mariners will head to Oakland to face the Athletics and the Oco in the 8 o'clock hour. Also, 8 o'clock games will have the Diamondbacks at the Dodgers, a very critical series for both teams at Chavez Ravine. And the Rockies will be in San Diego, the first of 4 at Petco as they take on the Padres. Roman Marquez on the mound for the Rocks. He'll be opposed by Eric Lauer. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Hi, I'm Alex White, Tea Master at Pure Leaf. When I make tea, everything I know goes
With Platte Valley Bank's Value Checking, there is no minimum balance required, unlimited check writing, no per check charge, no monthly service charge, free net banking, free e-statements, free bill pay, free mobile banking, and Platte Valley Bank customers can use their debit cards at any ATM anywhere absolutely free. So stop by Platte Valley Bank today and lose those fees with Value Checking.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be partly cloudy with highs around 85. Then for tonight, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 54. On Friday, it'll be partly sunny with highs around 84. And on Friday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 51.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk. Today we are waiting our first guest who was supposed to be on with us right now.
He was supposed to be on with us yesterday, but we had a little scheduling conflict, so we moved it to today at the same time. Well, unfortunately, again, we left a message on his phone, so hopefully he will ring us back, like a few guests that we had yesterday had to as well. So hopefully we'll hear from him soon. So I guess we'll get away from the topic.
We're going to have to wing it? We're going to have to talk sports
Kind of
today.
normal how we do it. We can go into the high school football rank again, where it's going to be a busy weekend. I do have some notes of the Class 4A games coming up this weekend if we want to talk about that.
Well, we can, and
Or remind folks that the Wyoming Invite is also coming here, at least with cross country. Wyoming Cowboys and Cowgirls in action coming up tomorrow night over at Little America Golf Course. Again, women's 5K getting underway at 6 o'clock and men's 5K at 6:30 over there at Little America Golf Course. Again, it is the Wyoming Invite, where you will see the Wyoming Cowboys and Cowgirls in action against Air Force, Colorado, Colorado State, Northern Colorado as well. And again, a lot of those teams coming in are nationally ranked cross-country outfits as well. So a lot of action going around town, especially here in the city of Cheyenne, especially tomorrow.
And as Nick mentioned, our football game tomorrow evening, live from the Okie Blanchard Sports Complex. We'll be on the air around 5:30-ish, and we'll kick it off at 6 p.m. Again, it's a 6 o'clock kickoff, not 7. So, again, make note of that with Casper Kelly Walsh taking on Cheyenne. So,
interesting note with that one. If we'll go into the schedule, it is a clash between number 5 ranked Casper Kelly Walsh Trojans at number 3, at least ranked Cheyenne East Thunderbirds. Again, 6 o'clock kickoff time. East has won 9 straight in 11 of the last 12 meetings between these two. The last Kelly Walsh at East was in 2006. It was at least they've lost 6 straight road trips since. So it's a big mountain to climb for the Casper Kelly Walsh Trojans coming down, especially being on the road. But this very talented East Thunderbirds team should be a fun one. Obviously, I don't expect a blowout of what East did against Campbell County, and I think it's going to be a close matchup of what we saw with Kelly Walsh and Laramie there in Week 0. It should be a fun one. This is the game of the week. It is all eyes in Class 4A, watching these two behemoths get at it and see who is for real early on.
Here's the deal, too. I would not be shocked, Nick, if we're calling that game tomorrow night and whoever has the football last wins the game. I think right now, and talking with, and I've known John Vance since he took over at Casper Kelly Walsh. I remember when we went up there and did a game with South many years ago over at Harry Gelding Stadium. It was a rainy night. The only knock against Casper Kelly Walsh, because they do a lot of movement, especially in the backfield, they have a tendency to put the ball on the ground. That is the one knock. But again, they are boasting probably one of the best running backs in Class 4A right now, Brock Spiegelberg. And last year, the team that we watched clobber South was a mixture of juniors as well as some seniors. But again, as Coach Vance was telling me earlier today, they came to summer camp this year. There weren't a lot of holes to fill. So this is a veteran ball club.
Well, I think that shows with the polls as well in Class 4A. It's certainly a team that's going to be improved. Is it a team that's one of, going to be in the end, at least the thick of it, come playoff time? Possibly. I don't think
this might be the year. This might be the team that John.
I'm just looking at what's 1 through 3 right now in Class 4A. Okay. Sheridan, Natrona, solid teams, and again, we'll see if Kelly Walsh can upset East. Then yes, I will be a believer in this Kelly Walsh team that yes, they could be a serious player coming up. But again, I have most respect for Cheyenne East, especially being an alum. But with the Eastside Thunderbirds, what they did to Campbell County, granted, a lot of teams are going to do this season to the Camels. But I think where you think it's going to be final possession is going to win this contest, I give it advantage to East, especially being at home. I think East wins by 2 touchdowns, I think. I think it's close, and then East turns on the afterburners there in the second half. If not the fourth quarter, gets it done, and then just gets not an easy victory, but at least it's nothing too clutch, or at least too close is what you think it would be.
I hope that would be the case, but I'm going to disagree. Again, Casper Kelly Walsh has been on that outside looking in, and again, you've had your top 4 teams, as you mentioned, and we'll throw them in as Gillette back in the day. So Sheridan, Gillette, Natrona, Cheyenne East, and then you had knocking on the door, wanting to get into that party was Casper Kelly Walsh, but they could never get any better than 500. John Vance.
I think they'll do better than 500, but is it a team that's going to be a player for state championship this year? I don't see it. Especially what we just saw with Thunder Basin against Central. That was a good test. Granted, they're going to, unfortunately, coming up this Friday here in Cheyenne against Cheyenne South, I think they get another easy victory as well in that one.
They moved into the playoff scenario last year by beating Thunder Basin and getting into that
But I
semifinal
think
round.
Thunder Basin, what we saw, and especially talking with Chris, I think Thunder Basin's improved of what we saw last season.
And I'm going to tell you right now, this outfit that's coming down from the Oil City tomorrow is not bad. And again, Spiegelberg is 6 foot. He's 210 pounds. I mean, he single-handedly last year ran over Cheyenne South. South, I mean, all they had to do was just put the ball in Spiegelberg's hands, and they could kill the clock. And they ended up having a running clock.
Again, you're kind of comparing oranges and apples between East and South. I think with their defense is going to be a little bit solid.
Their lines are huge. They got big lines. Even Coach Goff mentioned that too.
Yeah.
So this is a team. Again, John Vance, and having my conversation with him today, this is one of the best teams that he's had in his tenure at Casper Kelly Walsh. I don't think they are the guys looking anymore. I think they're ready to rub elbows with the big boys. That
again,
Final Four.
I think Kelly Walsh is improved. Do I think they are talented enough to get over Cheyenne East this weekend? I don't think so. I really don't believe it. I think East is way more talented, and I think can get it done. Especially you have the advantage of being at home. Didn't have to be on the road for this one. Didn't have to travel up to Casper. Instead, they're coming to your place. It is your first home game of the season. And again, talking with Coach Goff before the season, even with your conversation that you just had that we will listen to on the pregame show, again, he's got confidence. His team has talent behind him, and I think this is a team that can slow down Kelly Walsh, can slow down that run game, can put a stop to it and go, all right, we're playing our style of ball, and we're going to get this contest done. We're going to win it.
And again, I'm not going to take anything away from Cheyenne East because, again, saw both the sophomores last year in addition to the varsity. And that sophomore bunch looks like they're going to be great competitors. I mean, again, most of those.
Well,
guys
that's sophomore now JVs.
Yeah, juniors.
I'm just saying, probably moved up to that JV squad, or again, maybe entertaining that varsity time.
Yeah, and again, too, we're going to have a lot of underclassmen that are going to be getting the nod.
But it's a very talented underclassment, though.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. This team. They've been involved in the Chad Goff system for years, so it's. I don't want to say it's second nature, but they know what's expected of them. Again, you're going to see East come out of that pistol.
I would think it's second nature. Again, even being a part of Coach Goff's first season, well back in 2006, 2007. Again, it was a reiterated where we had a lot of at least my graduating class, younger classmen being a part of that varsity sense of having that talent. And again, what happened with those 3 years being over that East? We went to three straight state title games.
Right. But you also had a unique
we had a unique
you had a unique quarterback that was very good. And again, you're replacing Matt Simler, who had a great season last year, Ethan Ashworth, who was your ball carrier extraordinaire.
But like when we talk about Natrona County and Sheridan, East is becoming that team that can reload, that can every year. If they are young, they still have that talent. They can still get it done. And clearly, again, with the polls showing that they are number 3 in Class 4A, coaches having that confidence, and especially what they did against Campbell County, again, loads of confidence in this team that I think they can get it done. I think they can get. Again, my prediction is I expect nothing less than a 2-touchdown victory for East.
I would hope that would be the case. And again, John Vance has built a very solid program in his time at Casper Kelly Walsh that folks aren't vaulting over to Casper Natrona to play football. He's actually keeping those kids now at KW. And again, he's built a very solid program. Like I said, this could be the season. Will they beat East? I don't know. Will it be a very close game? I think it's going to be a lot closer than you think it will be.
In my eyes, if Kelly Walsh gets the victory, it's a huge upset, in my opinion. I really believe that.
And if they do win, that will be the victory that propels them.
That's a good at least litmus test for this team of going, all right, they're for real. This is a team that can seriously play.
And the team we saw at Thunder Basin, they're a good team. I believe Casper Kelly Walsh is probably equal.
For Thunder Basin, for these 2 games, again, with Central and South, it's not a great litmus test of this team. I do believe that they can be competitive, but how competitive will they be against a East, a Sheridan, a Natrona, a Kelly Walsh? How competitive is this team going to be? Again, you can't really judge off of these first 2 games. Again, nothing against Cheyenne South, but it's going to be another replication of what you saw again. If Thunder Basin put up 47 against Central over there at Risky,
and they called off the Dogs midway through the third quarter.
I unfortunately have to say you're going to have to expect a similar situation, especially how fluid that offense is.
It's going to be a long night, possibly for the Bison. Here's the deal too. Of all the teams that played last week, Casper Kelly Walsh had more of a football game.
Yeah.
The Plainsmen are improved, so
they were the only one that wasn't a part of a blowout.
So let's give our due to the Plainsmen. Are they ready to move back up into the upper echelon? No, but Casper Kelly Walsh had a test last week against the Laramie Plainsmen, and they surpassed the test. John Vance was more appreciative of having a game like that than having a blowout game.
Oh yeah,
and even Coach Goff was telling me as well. You
don't want that overconfidence going in, or at least getting those hot heads of going, all right, hey, we just did this. We can continue doing it.
And you cut back on your reps, though. So where you're breaking in a new quarterback, after Matt Simler, you're kind of pulling back the reins, because you're up by 50-some points. You got to put in some more underclassmen to take over and, again, not run up the score. So, again, Coach Vance had his squad out there for 4 quarters. Coach Goff had his in there for at least 3.
Possibly, yeah.
And again, there's a lot more work to be done for Cheyenne since they've got a lot of holes they got to fill, both offensively and defensively, due to graduation. Let's take a timeout, and hopefully...
Oh, you don't want to go off of the rest of the schedule?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I just got so...
Because, again, I don't think our guest is going to call in right now. We'll have to ring him back. But
okay, I was just so engrossed in our game for tomorrow night. And I'm looking forward to this game. Again, I hope you will be out either at Oakey Blanchard tomorrow for Cheyenne East, Casper Kelly Walsh, and again, as Nick mentioned, South will entertain Thunder Basin. Central is the only team on the road tomorrow. The Road Warriors up to Sheridan, face the Bronx. Go ahead and run down the schedule.
So, like you said, with Cheyenne Central, they will be at number 1 Sheridan. That game will be a kickoff at 6 o'clock. A little side note with this one, Sheridan has won 9 straight and 12 of the last 13 meetings between these two. The last Central win was at Sheridan back in 2006. Central has lost 8 straight at Sheridan, including the playoffs. So, again, another monstrous climb for Coach Mike Apodaca and those Central High Fighting Indians, as they got a tough one on the road against the defending state champions, the Sheridan Bronx. Number 2, Natrona County will be at Campbell County. That is a 7 o'clock kickoff. Natrona has won 3 straight in 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two, and has won the last 5 times they have visited Campbell County. And I would be safe to say that Natrona should take care of business in this one, even on the road.
I would say it's going to be a running clock.
Probably be a running clock at halftime, even before.
There could be about 3 games that have running clocks tomorrow.
Yeah, I absolutely would agree with you. Again, number 4, Thunder Basin will be at Cheyenne South. That will be a 6 o'clock kickoff over there at Fighting Bison Stadium. Thunder Basin leads the series 1-0. Obviously, Thunder Basin.
I did that game last year up there at Thunder Basin, where South wasn't bad. They weren't bad in that one. They gave him a little bit of a tussle, unfortunately.
Again, I think this is a much more improved Thunder Basin team than compared to last season. I really do.
And South got hit hard by a lot of graduation as well, too.
Absolutely. And then the final game in Class 4A will be Rock Springs at Laramie. That will be a 7 o'clock kickoff. Rock Springs has won 4 straight in a row against the Laramie Plainsmen, so we'll see how that one is. That should be a close match. I would assume so. It should be a tight-knit game over there in Laramie, so interesting to see the outcome of that contest out there.
So of the 10 teams, 2 games tomorrow will be worth. And again, not to downgrade the other 3, but let's be real candid by what we've seen over the last week. I would say the the East Kelly Walsh matchup, Rock Springs Laramie encounter at Laramie,
competitive,
and I think just being at Laramie makes that game a lot closer for the Plainsmen and the Tigers. Now for the other games, Central on the road, they got way too much to overcome.
Yeah, they need to do a lot more. They need to fire on all cylinders if they want to have a shot in a prayer against Sheridan. Again, you're defending 4A state champions. Central, you got to wipe away what happened last Friday. Just get it out of your minds and just play a whole new ball. And again, avoid the mistakes that you did have and just play confident. That's all. And again, I wouldn't doubt. Yeah,
but again, too, you're asking both teams to play the perfect game.
Yeah,
I just don't see that happening. Again, South still trying to find identity within themselves. Again, Central looking for their identity. I think we got a little bit of it last week. Unfortunately, they had to throw the football more than they wanted to, but they need to run it. They did not run it well. They did not throw it well. South is predominantly a running team. They throw it when necessary. Don't know if they got the horses in the stable to do that. And of course, then you got Campbell County, who everybody's just going to run over again. I don't see any hope. And talking with Chris yesterday, things are not looking too good over on the campus of the Camels, for football.
Which is odd to say because, again, Campbell County years ago was the top dog in Class 4A, and now is kind of fallen down to terrible times, especially with the split between the two schools out there.
And a lot of teams that former coach Vic Wilkerson had where they didn't take the foot off the pedal. Now what goes around comes around. Unfortunately,
a little bit of karma
for these little, these younger Camel guys now that are, coming through the system.
Yeah,
they're taking their licks and they're getting beat up pretty good. And again, this could be another rough season. The question will be, when will Gillette score their first touchdown like it was last year? And it was against Central, if I'm not mistaken. They scored their first touchdown.
Which was about week 6 or 7.
Yeah, so that's how long it took them to get on the board. All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, hopefully we'll try to ring up our guest again, and we'll see if he's available to join us here on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Your locally owned and operated radio stations, KYOY-FM and 1480 K-Ray AM, are just that. 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly. And then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy, we'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Well, it happens very rarely to us that our one guest that was supposed to join us here got tied up and can't
He's on a
join
milk
us right
carton.
now. Yeah, but
I'm hurt.
Well, you need to somehow, some way remind him that he's on our clock right now to get in touch with us. Well,
I already did, but
well,
I'll try again.
Okay, well, let's go to Major League Baseball.
Oh, you want to go on the topic of what we were going to discuss with our guest, possibly? CSU, or you want to just go to Major League Baseball?
No, I'll go to Major League Baseball.
Whatever.
I'd rather do that because I
mean, there's really nothing interesting going on.
I would be wearing my Giants shirt today if the doggone Giants could have put up more than a run against the Diamondbacks last night. I thought Rodriguez threw well, but the Giants could not sweep the Diamondbacks, so they fall back to 7. So every time they give me a glimmer of hope, they light that candle for me, then they blow it out just as fast. So stick a fork in them again from me. And you look at the night's activities that are going to be coming up. Rockies, 4-game series against the Padres. Rocks are now a half game out. Dodgers are a full game out, and they draw the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, so
talk about a key series.
Obviously a key series between those two where you could potentially have, again, obviously for the Diamondbacks, you want to get all those, at least sweep the Dodgers, obviously to retain that NL West lead. Dodgers, clearly you need it to regain that NL West team. And here the Rockies, again, it's almost a point in time of who do you cheer on? You almost want, not a sweep on both sides, clearly, but obviously you need one, a loss here, a loss there, but also too, you need to get it done on the road against San Diego, which, again, San Diego is going to put a fight up. They're going to try and spoil things for the Rockies. They're going to go, hey, we may have 83 losses on this time, but Rockies, you're going to be with us. You're going to be enjoying the postseason on a vacation time.
Here's the perfect world. The perfect world would be Rockies sweep 4.
Perfect world is Dodgers don't win anything.
And the Dodgers get swept by the Diamondbacks. That would be the perfect world. If the Rockies could pull that miracle off by taking 4 at Petco, then they would be tied.
Yeah.
So, but right now, you look at the standings, and again, I'm going to go through the NL here real quick. The Diamondbacks lead by a half game. That would be the only team to qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah. And that's, again, you're going to have one NL West representative.
The Cubs are leading the Central, and they got a cushion of a lead right now, I would say 4.5 games over both the Cardinals and the Brewers. And then you have the Braves with 74 wins as they lead the East right now, and Philadelphia is about 3.5 games back. So in the wild card race, you have both St. Louis and Milwaukee leading that battle right now.
Which is no surprise, and I don't really see either of those. Granted, I do believe, the Cardinals have a key series with the Dodgers, or is it the Rockies coming up at the tail end?
Rockies.
So there's a big series for them, especially for the Rockies, if they are at least have struggled a bit by that time, and that wild card is still on the radar. You're going to put up a big fight there. I just don't see St. Louis or Milwaukee slowing down at any point in time. I don't think either of them are going to relinquish their wild card spots. The only chance would be if the Phillies somehow sneak back in, find a way to get strong. I just don't see it.
All right, and I made a mistake. It's not the Rockies who St. Louis will be meeting up with. I know. Gosh, you look at the schedule right now. We've been waiting for Milwaukee to fade. They have not faded.
I didn't think they were.
And the Cardinals have gotten better since they've done that little bit of house cleaning. They actually are a much better outfit. The Dodgers have the.
It almost seemed like the Cardinals were just kind of a team you almost could write off at the point where, all right, you got rid of Matheny and we don't have a manager. We're trying to figure out who's going to lead this team. And for whatever reason, this team is charging back, especially with Yadier being out, a few key pieces are injured. But no, this team is keeping solid. It's chugging along, and kudos to them. It's St. Louis. It's not as impressive as an Oakland A's scenario on the American League, but it is a team where, at this point, they weren't a team on my radar at any point that was going to be in the playoffs.
And the other team that I've been waiting for them to fade, and it looks like they are, is Philadelphia. And Philadelphia right now, if they are looking at, so we look at the Rockies, they trail the Brewers and the Cardinals. They trail, and let me get the numbers right here. It looks like about a game and a half they're behind for that last playoff spot. And then the Phillies are behind the Rocks. They are a game and a half behind Colorado. So, we're talking 3 games separating 4
I would
teams.
say that Philadelphia's slowing down.
They won 3 out of their last 10. Yeah. So that's not gonna get you into the playoffs. But again, perfect world for the Rockies. You got a sweep 4 at San Diego. Take care of the business now, and then hopefully get some help from the likes of Arizona.
Something tells me they're not going to get the 4-game sweep against the Padres. The Padres have been a formidable foe for the Rockies as much as they are.
They've been a thorn to the Rocks.
A dumpy team in the NL West. Again, the Padres. I would not be surprised if they split this series, if not win it there at home at Petco. It's a team on the road at home against the Rockies has had their number throughout this season for whatever reason.
And some of these games too, you you play. Even though you're out of it, use teams like Baltimore that are definitely out of it. But these are like salary games. You're trying to make a push for next year, whether it's arbitration.
Well, it's also too a rivalry. It's an in-division rival.
Well, yeah, San Diego's not going to roll over and play dead.
I'm just saying, San Diego has what they're fighting for is to keep the Rockies out of it. Going, hey, you're going to spend that offseason just as well as we are, not doing anything.
So moving along to the American League, and again, Boston has things pretty much settled. I won't say wrapped up, but they pretty much have been taking care of their own control in the East right now. They lead the Yanks by 7.5. Again, Aaron Judge still not coming back, still has the wrist injury, so that's a huge bat out of the lineup. The team that is starting to get me concerned a little bit are the Rays. They won 9 out of their last 10. They're 71-62.
I mean, yeah, they are. Again, it is a team that has gone and floated under the radar, especially there in the AL East, where obviously all eyes are on the two of Boston and New York Yankees. But Tampa Bay,
I don't
know.
They're not out of it. Okay,
I don't. They're not out of it, but I would not say
they trail
that
Oakland. They trail Oakland by 8.5. But I'm just saying, you got to keep an eye on them right now. They have found some, fountain of youth down there. You look at Cleveland, pretty much in control of the Central 14.
You just hand the Central to them.
And then over in the West, Houston did what they needed to do with Oakland.
Oakland's still right there behind them.
Yeah, they're 2.5 out. They get the Mariners, so that will be a very critical series tonight.
Again, A's in a good spot where if you can't get that AL West division win, instead, how about just settle for the wild card, which it looks like they're
right now. Yeah, and they're trailing the Yankees by 4.5 for that first wild card position. So again, they got a big series with the Yankees coming up in September. That will be in the Oco. So again, the pennant races with even 30 games left still are exciting. Again, we can tell you right
except
now,
for one division. Again, with the AL Central, every other division is tight knit. You still have a good amount of teams still left in it. But other than one division, it's and I guess the East is you know who's going to win that one. But again, you still maybe with the Rays, maybe with the Yankees, can they get that wild card spot, hang on to it, take care of business? That is at least that's interesting. Again, now the AL Central, it's the Indians, they've won it. No one else is competing. Oh well,
everybody else just basically blows. But it's interesting too with the Bo Sox. They had probably their worst 10 games of the season. They went 4-6, and the Yankees picked up 3 games on them, so they're 7.5 out. But
that's a long 7.5.
That's the one time that Boston has stumbled this year. That's the only time they stumbled, and now they're starting to they won their last 2.
They're having that stumble like the Dodgers did last year, but it's not as massive as what the LA Dodgers went through.
It's interesting though too. The Yankees are. I
would assume that Boston's still also too on pace for the win record, regular season win record.
They would if they could win out, they'd be 122-42.
Yeah, so not saying they're going to. I doubt they will, but
they got a long way to go. And also too, with the Yankees, I know not everybody's a Yankee fan, but let's be real. Doing it without the likes of Judge and Sanchez, and they've gone 7-3 in their last 10 games, so they're not going anywhere. They're going to be
that's a team that can deal without those pieces. Granted, they would love to have them back, but again, with Giancarlo,
I would rather have Judge than Giancarlo Stanton, to be real honest.
I'm just saying they have a lot of replacement pieces a part of that team that can deal with situations like that. Where hey, Aaron Judge, we get you're injured, but we can fill that spot. Not as well as you can, but pretty close, at least to the point where we don't have to worry about a whole lot of things while you're away. I think the Yankees are that team that's kind of stacked, like we've seen of recent years with the LA Dodgers, where all right, we've had injuries to big players, but we have replacements. We certainly have talent in our depth chart to take care of things.
Let me throw this out at you right now, and I know it's early and we still have a month to go. Manager of the year, Davey Martinez, Boston.
Yeah, I think so.
Aaron Boone, Yankees.
I'd say Bob Melvin too.
Terry Francona, Cleveland.
No.
How about A.J. Hinch with Houston? There's 5 good candidates. You're saying Francona? Okay, so 4 good candidates for manager of the year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go solid 4.
Houston, Boston, and Oakland.
Okay.
If I had to pick it, at least finalize it to the final 2, I go Bob Melvin, and then out of Boston is your finalist.
All right. Now we go over to the National League. So right now, would you throw it at Atlanta?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Joe Madden.
No, Cubs you expect to be up on top. They're doing great, obviously. Again, leading that NL Central, but someone who. What team has been more surprising that has come from down to the dumps of the NL East, again, a team that's been a joke for quite some time, than the Atlanta Braves? They've come back into relevancy and potentially will win the NL East division. I think absolutely. I think there's no contest. It should be Atlanta winning manager of the year.
Okay, Brian Snitker is the manager of the Atlanta Braves. So I was just curious.
Again, Arizona, whoever's managing that place, again, I don't know, but Milwaukee possibly, even though Milwaukee, if I had to select 2 finalists, again, Milwaukee's manager.
That's
and
Craig Counsell, who's the manager.
Yeah,
there.
and then with Atlanta as well, but I'd have to give it to Atlanta. What's been more impressive, again, the team that has gone from down to the dumps.
Worst to first.
Yeah. Same with Oakland A's. I think that's why Bob Melvin, I would give him a slight advantage of out there in Oakland of what he's done with this team, where before the All-Star break, this is a team that was kind of written off. They were pretty much pathetic in the first half of the season.
They were basically all, correct me if I'm wrong, they were all players that they got from trades. These were all minor leaguers. Torey Lovullo is the manager over at Arizona, by the way. So, but no, I don't have a problem with Bob Melvin. Again, with all of these prospects, think about all of the Billy Beane prospects that he traded for when he got rid of all of his players. That Bob Melvin's
it's nothing new. It's nothing surprising.
I know, but he's been able to develop these guys through the system, the A's system, and they right now.
Again, it's something
as
that
of today,
it's something that works and comes around it seems like 3 or 4 years. Where you're down on the dumps for quite some time. You're unloading pieces. All right, you have your one magical year. We're in it. We saw that 2010, 2011, where those A's teams were relevant and then just kind of fell off the face of the earth. It's a situation where, at least with out there in Oakland, they know how, not necessarily to reload every year, but they know how to not be consistently terrible. They know how to maneuver these pieces, save some money, and get what's worth out of everyone.
No, I don't say save some money. They save a bunch of money. But then again, too.
Yeah, they have one of the lowest paid salaries in all of it.
And they have the lowest attendance, but again, too, through Major League Baseball and the way the deals are made, they, the organization itself is making.
Well, who wants to go see a game at the Oco? Which A's have recently come out and said that they have now new artist renderings of a brand new ballpark. It's looking like the A's possibly will be moving out of the Oco sometime soon. I do believe in the press release that at least the artist renderings, it was anticipated 2021, 22. It looks like they're trying to work this deal in where they're going to move to Jack London Square, so near downtown Oakland. So, and again, the ballpark, pretty nice, but it's not the Oco. Hopefully, we'll finally get rid of this.
And
Coliseum.
again, too, what they're doing, same thing with the Warriors. And
the Warriors, again, that Chase Center in San Francisco is almost finished, and it looks just beautiful. And again, what are they going to do with the Oracle Arena? They'll probably hang on to it where Oakland has its events of whatever may come there. But other than that, though, it's a worthless piece of junk.
Well, and again, too, you go back to Candlestick where it was in a really
rough area.
Well, a poverty-stricken area.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Hunters Point was always known as you don't go out late night there.
Well, same thing, too, with that part of Oakland.
Oh, I know that. You definitely don't ride the bar late night out there in that part of Oakland.
Yeah, so if you're going to move it down to Jack London Square, that is, you're right. That again, they're putting them into the well-to-do portions of these cities.
But this isn't the city, though. This is the ownership. This is Dave Cavall and that ownership group of the A's going, hey, city, don't work with us. We'll do our own thing.
Right.
We're going to do what's best for our fans. I think, especially in the A's situation, especially seeing this year of how bad attendance, and it's always been terrible to get attendance there at the Coliseum.
But it's interesting to note, though, that before you put these stadiums where the land was cheap, in the poverty areas, so to speak, of these counties. And now it's like, hey, we're not going to spare any expense. We want to be in the heart. We want to be in the the mecca of this town. And Jack London Square, absolutely, you want to be there. I mean, that's the well-to-do part of Oakland. Same thing with where the Warriors are moving at. Same thing where the Giants are at AT&T.
Yeah.
These aren't slum areas. They're in good portions of the city. So, hats off to the A's where they're not going to do it cheap, and hopefully they do it good, and they do it absolutely beautiful.
So. I think they will, again, where they don't have to deal with the city anymore. It's a situation of, we'll take care of things. We'll do what's right for our fans and our team and do it right. So it's looking like the A's time in the Coliseum, same with the Raiders, is pretty much almost over.
Yes, and
thankfully, again, that Coliseum needs to be demolished as soon as possible.
And it's too bad, too, that they're moving out of Oakland again, and like with the A's there. And this is the last team, if I'm not mistaken, this is the last team that uses the stadium for football and baseball.
There is no soccer. There is no football. There's no XFL teams.
No, San Diego, when the Chargers were there, they were the last ones at the old Qualcomm years ago.
Well, San Diego State now uses that.
But I'm just saying, but no other teams. They all have their own football facilities as well as their own baseball facilities. So, and it's too bad, too, that Oakland, the Raiders could not work with the A's and try to make that move to save Jack London Square. That would be an absolute great place for the Raiders.
Well, guess what? Las Vegas put up a little better, a sweeter deal for Mark Davis, and he went, hey, I'm out of here.
I don't think the black hole is going to be the black hole in Vegas like it was in the Coliseum.
I think so. I think you're gonna see just as crazy fans.
Well, you may have crazy fans there, but
and I think again, Vegas is what as they showed up for Golden Knights hockey. Again, a city that knows nothing about ice, knows nothing. The coldest when I was living out there was maybe about 32 mid-January. That's as cold as it ever got out there. But it's something that it's a city that's dying for a sports franchise. It's clearly with the Vegas Golden Knights, clearly as they're seeing good attendance for their WNBA franchise with the Las Vegas Aces. They had a solid baseball outing with the Las Vegas 51s. Granted, they're going to be moving out to Summerlin, which is on the western side. But this is right there by the Strip, that brand new, at least Raiders Stadium. It's that thing's going to be packed.
No,
fans are going to show up. Vegas,
Raiders.
You're going to pull from Vegas. You're going to pull from Oakland. You're going to pull from those old Los Angeles Raider days as well too. Those old LA Raider fans.
You're going to pull from SoCal.
There's no reason why Raiders should not have a solid fan base for quite some time.
Yeah, and again too, and that will also be the new home to UNLV as well.
Yes,
and that's a shame too, because I actually like Sam Boyd Stadium. I don't think Sam Boyd Stadium's all that.
It's nothing
bad.
Great. It's just way out of the way.
That's it. It's way away. I like it. It's off the Strip and everything else. It's a great place.
It's not fun when you live there when you're going on 215 trying to get out there.
Bah. All righty, we're going to take a time out. We're going to come back. We got more Wyoming Sports Talk today after these words.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
Wow, it's hot enough out there to fry chicken. So now's the time to find ways to beat the heat, and Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, is the best place to go to get cool. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, which provides complete air conditioning, installation, inspection, and repair services, is offering its air conditioning inspections for just $98. So beat the heat right now by calling Marv's Plumbing and Heating today at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be partly cloudy with highs around 85. Then for tonight, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 54. On Friday, it'll be partly sunny with highs around 84. And on Friday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 51.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
I found out our guest, his phone died apparently, and he's, or at least on his way. He's traveling to go see the Rams in action, or at least their practice, and his phone died on the way, and he had to charge it up. So unfortunately, he didn't have enough battery on the road to talk with us. So we're going to try and make it up with him sometime, maybe next week.
Okay.
But we will have another guest coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, at least the top of the hour. We will talk with Wyoming Athletic Director Tom Berman. So we'll get the full Cowboy and Cowgirl report, again, talk about all fall activities happening over at the University of Wyoming with him.
You know, as a matter of fact, I was given some information, too, by Tim Harkins. And then we'll let the AD discuss some of the things, because, again, there are changes for UW students and fans to be aware of for the football season. Then there's general information for Wyoming fans on game days. And again, not to be, slap you in the wrist. You can't do this, you can't do that. But, obviously times change every year. Facilities need to be protected and this, that, and the other thing. So we'll let Athletic Director Berman talk about that when he joins us on the program. One thing that Nick has been doing all week long has been giving away my season tickets. And
don't even give that. It's ours, if not mine. I didn't see you break them down. I didn't see you collaborating all this stuff. Again, it was all on me. Everything I've done.
Who negotiates them?
I had to. I had to tell you. Didn't I? had to remind you to.
You don't have the negotiating power that I do.
You didn't negotiate.
You don't know how. You don't even know how to tie your own shoes.
We want season tickets. Here's a radio ad.
All right. So here's the deal.
Please negotiation.
Here's the deal.
I do more negotiation for other season.
We have one more pair of tickets to give away to Washington State and the Pokes, and that'll be coming up this Saturday, 1:30 at the War. Again, I request, and I hope Nick does too.
What?
You don't let these tickets burn.
No.
Matter of fact, there was one party who said they're going to come in Saturday. I will be here to make sure that
we'll
they
have
get
a
their
party
tickets.
coming down from Gillette on Friday who will pick it up, who does use these tickets, is a big Wyoming fan. We also have someone coming in from Nebraska, at least close by in Mitchell, Nebraska, who will be picking up those tickets on its way to Laramie to go see this contest. And we also, too, had local product of Cheyenne East head golf coach, Paul Hartigan. He was a winner. So also, too, I do want to name off Sean Schneimiller was a winner earlier on Monday. Tuesday's winner was Paul Hartigan. And yesterday's random pick was Dustin Keener, who out of Mitchell, Nebraska, will be enjoying some tickets. Right. So we do have one last pair to go see.
And again, I request, don't let these things burn and don't try to sell them. Okay,
no. Again, we'll find out.
Yeah, it's not kosher that you're going to do that, and
we'll respond in interesting ways.
Well,
you will not be eligible.
You will never,
else.
ever be eligible to win anything again on Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And we might have to talk with a few folks as well too over at the university.
All right, so let's get to it. You have your bowl of awesomeness there,
bowl of awesomeness,
and I'm sorry I left off one word, so I'll let you draw this last winner we have for the Washington State tickets, again, upcoming Saturday afternoon.
Isn't fishbowl one word as it is?
Could be.
Exactly. Anyway, so again, congratulations to our 3 winners. We will pick one more. Again, pair of tickets to go see Wyoming versus Washington State coming up this Saturday, 1:30 kickoff time over there in Laramie. Also, too, we will give away 2 goodies to our friends over at Chick-fil-A on the corner of Delrange and Windmill. Again, a breakfast, at least choice of your own, where it's a egg white grill hash brown scramble bowl, and also to a choice of Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit. So one of those 3, again, valid only at that Chick-fil-A over on the corner of Delrange and Windmill. Don't try it at the mall. They'll be like, hey, what is this? We don't know what this is at all. Anyway, so again, shaking up all those names. Thank you to all who have entered on the Facebook and Twitter side. Again, we got you all squared away on those entries, and we'll pick, who's it going to be today? You wanted a female.
I was hoping you'd get a female.
All right. Well, we're going to go with Brittany Lee. Brittany Lee will be our winner today. Brittany Lee, congratulations to you. I will notify you on Facebook or Twitter, whatever side you did enter on. We'll notify you, give you a message of how you pick up those tickets and those goodies, and they will be here waiting for you to go enjoy some Cowboy football coming up this Saturday.
So, Brittany Lee, so congratulations to you. You'll join the other winners, and we will see you Saturday afternoon, sitting on the west side. You'll be basking in some sunshine for a good majority of the ball game, since we're still in daylight savings time. So, again, looks like a good day for football.
I saw a little bit of rain showers, but...
Oh, yeah, but, I mean, we're talking 79 here, about 74 degrees over in Laramie.
Chilly.
Yeah, for you it's chilly. For everybody else, it's like, that's football weather.
Sorry, I've seen UNLV games where it's 100 and something, so I have no issue with that.
You think you're the only guy in the world that has experienced hot weather. I'm from the left coast.
I want it. I'm just saying, I want that weather. I
know what hot weather is like over there. So I don't want
cold.
I mean, I'm not a fan of the cold weather too, but out in this part of the world,
again, I'm all for just going out there
with the sun being not too high up on us, since we're like 7,000 feet up.
Not too high up. We're closer to
the sun. We're closer to the sun at this elevation than you are in Vegas. And 70 and 80 degrees feels.
What are you trying to give me, like a geography lesson right now?
It feels like it's just as warm, so don't even go there, pal. Anyway, so if you're out to make sure you grab some sunscreen with you when you head on over to the ball game this coming Saturday.
Drink plenty of fluids and all that.
Hey,
fun stuff.
And you could have fluids in the form of wine and beer. That's up to you.
Hey, they finally got on board with that last season.
Yeah, and again, they've got some.
I think they're going to have at least a few of those vendors walking throughout at least the crowd, not on the student side, but obviously on the opposite side, again, where you will have those beer vendors walking about. So don't need to move from your seat. It comes right to you.
Well, we'll see, and we'll have the main man talk about all of that good stuff coming up here in about 10 minutes. We will talk with Athletic Director Tom Berman. Again, sorry that we couldn't get in with Brady Hull for today, but
we'll try and figure out things. Maybe he can join us later on today. Maybe. I doubt it, but we'll see about getting him on.
We got an availability here at 4:30, so if he wants to join us then, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So, again, Brittany Lee, our winner of our last of the tickets to give away. And then our next ticket giveaway would be for, Wofford?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I need to answer the phone, so let's get to the top of the hour.
All right, so we're going to go let Nick take care of his phone call. We'll get to the top of the hour, back with hour number 2, and, of course, Athletic Director Tom Berman after these words.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
As Cheyenne's weather turns warmer, dust and pollen can become a problem for those with allergies, asthma, or respiratory issues. And the last thing you want in the summer heat is poor air quality in your home or office. So it's time to turn to Marv's Plumbing and Heating. That's right, Cheyenne's most trusted plumbing, sewer, and heating business also services air conditioning. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, can handle all your air conditioning needs. Give them a call, 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome to hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk today. And again, being brought to you by some great folks. We thank Taco John's of Cheyenne. Your home for loaded potato lays. I'm a professional. Don't try that at home. Loaded potato lays. Their sirloin steak burritos. Their Taco Tuesday, 6-pack and a pound. Food is always awesome at Taco John's. We want to thank Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service on Highway 30. Yes, they got pounded by the hail, but you know what? They're gonna make you an offer you can't refuse on Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Del Range, and over at Chick-fil-A, Ray and Cindy invite you to come on by to their place for 3 squares. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner Monday through Saturday, right across from Menards. Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way, where our good friends AJ and Greg Miller and the entire Kia staff want you to test drive one of their great-looking Kias. And, of course, they want to get rid of the 18s. 19s are on their way in. Platte Valley Bank times 2, the original location on Vanda High. Of course, the east side location at the corner of College and Pershing. Medicab Pharmacy on Bluegrass Circle right next door to Texas Roadhouse. Lennox Auto Body times 2, the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard, and the Auto Repair Center right there on Dunn Avenue. We also want to thank First Tier Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Across the street, it's Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. The Wyoming Montana Safety Council. Give Tim a call at 635-4592. Mars Plumbing and Heating at 1515 Logan Avenue. And we always get our program underway with, each hour we always go to our scoreboard. So we're going to check out what's going on Nick's side first on his scoreboard, and then we'll come back with the Major League Baseball scoreboard. And our scoreboard is brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
There's a whole lot of scoreboard in that one. LCCC was in action last night, women's volleyball, as they were on the road at the Cougar Palace, taking on Western Nebraska Community College. It was the number 4 ranked Western Nebraska Cougars going against the number 12 nationally ranked LCCC Golden Eagles. Unfortunately for LCCC, they fell in 5 sets and lost last night's contest. So they will be in action coming up this weekend. I at least do not have that information here in front of me. So hopefully they can get back on the winning track coming up this weekend. And do want to remind folks, coming up this Friday, we will have Cheyenne East, in action against Casper Kelly Walsh. Football action here on 1480 K-Ray with kickoff at 6 p.m. Pre-game at 5:30 here on 1480 K-Ray, 101.1 FM, and also to streaming worldwide on the web at 1480kray.com, and adding our visual side with 1480 K-Ray's YouTube channel and Periscope side as well, too.
Major League Baseball. They won 11 innings today at Great American Ballpark. Brewers win 2-1 as they pick up the win over Cincinnati. It was the Indians 5, Twins 3 in the matinee performance over at Progressive Field. Games getting underway when we get off the air. Tigers at the Yankees, Bucks and the Cardinals at Busch. It will be the Cubs and the Braves at SunTrust Park in Cumberland, Georgia. The Battle of the Soxes, Bo Sox and the Pale Hose, they will get together at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago. 6 o'clock hour have the Angels and the Astros at Minute Maid. 8 o'clock hour, Mariners taking on the Athletics and the Oco. Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. That is the big series at Dodger Stadium. And, of course, another big series for the Rocks, 4 of them at Petco Park against the San Diego Padres. Ramon Marquez on the hill for Colorado. He'll be opposed by Eric Lauer. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
This is the Pepsi that's got a date with your taste buds. We're talking 1,000 bubbles dancing a 2-step
Central and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast. Only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
Are you thinking about purchasing a home? Then Platte Valley Bank can help. With Platte Valley Bank, you can count on local decisions and expect to work with an experienced staff to design a loan to fit your needs. Just log on to pvbank.com and fill out our online application. We have money to lend, and at Platte Valley Bank, we are in the business of fulfilling dreams, enriching lives, and building our community one loan at a time.
All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. It is a privilege and honor now to talk to the athletic director at the University of Wyoming in this segment, Tom Berman. Tom, thank you so much for joining us today on Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So, Tom, I'm thinking back, and again, we've had that, that time together that we worked together, during the basketball season many years ago when I was doing the PA. And, of course, then you took off and then you came back. And I'm just running through my mind all of the things that have taken place since you have been the athletic director at the University of Wyoming. And most recently, you got to cut the ribbon to open up the High Altitude Performance Center. I mean, look at all the things that have gone on over there in Laramie since you've come back to take over the AD program.
Well, thank you. There's been a lot of people who have worked hard. Sometimes we get credit and blame when we shouldn't, but we've worked diligently to build a better program, and obviously the unveiling of the McMurray High Altitude Performance Center is something that's been overdue and needed, and it is a world-class, state-of-the-art facility that will dramatically improve our ability to recruit and develop and retain quality student athletes. I mean, it'll help us develop them both as an athlete and as a student in person. So we are thrilled to have it, and there's been a lot of great things. We've renovated the arena. We've been able to upgrade the east side of the War Memorial Stadium, and we still have work to do on the west side, and we're challenged by that, but it's something that we got to look at and figure out how to get done, because it's needed. But we're always pushing forward and trying to figure out how to make our programs better and more competitive.
Tom, these things don't just happen overnight. They take a lot of long-range planning. I mean, again, think back to the time that you stepped back on the campus at UW as you took over the reins as the athletic director. I mean, did you even fathom that this was all going to go boom, 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 just like it has here over the last few years?
Well, it may appear boom, 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 but there's been a lot of bumps in the road. So, no, I didn't. What I did believe when I came back to Wyoming was there's one thing that is special about Wyoming, and that is that there's only one. There's only one university. And if we can get the right people together and believing that you can't have a great university without a great athletics program, and we get the legislature and the governor behind that vision, we can make a difference, and we can get people to invest from the private sector, and we can get the state to invest, but we got to have the right players at the table, and fortunately for the last 7.5 years we have, and it's really made a big difference, and we're very fortunate, and I think we had a good plan, and we're moving forward. But the one thing that people talk a lot about is the buildings, but we also especially in recent years, have invested heavily into the operations of our program, and that's paying dividends. I mean, Coach Bull recently said it. the difference in how he's able to train and recruit and hire and retain coaches and student athletes from when he arrived to today is due to the state match. And without it, his comment was, "Coach, I was around at 4-8 and 3-9," and because you got to have the resources to recruit, train, and develop these kids, and for a long time we didn't have them. Fortunately, right now we do, and we got to continue to be strategic and thoughtful about how we spend the money.
Comparable to the successful football days under Paul Roach, and then followed up by Joe Tiller, and of course Coach Bowl comes in and resurrects our football program, and then all of the press we got last year with one Josh Allen, and again, you know, when we have football games on ESPN2 and the announcers there, you know, we already know what Dave and Kevin do for our state, but and for our university, but you know, even the announcers that come to Laramie maybe once or twice in a season, how they're talking things up. Well, the publicity that the university has been receiving here as of late has just been phenomenal.
I agree with you, and it's impossible to put a real price tag on it. And nonetheless, the bottom line is this: when they're talking about the University of Wyoming and they're talking about Wyoming, it's valuable to all of us, not just the university, but the state as a whole. So we're glad that we've been able to enhance it and grow it, and we will keep striving to do that and go along the way too many times.
Sounds like somebody's trying to call you right now because they keep cutting you off.
I don't think so. I'm not on my cell, so it shouldn't be. I'm on a landline.
Wow. Well, that's probably
I only use this landline about 3 times a year, so maybe the system's going bad.
Oh no, that's not good here. All right, real quick, we got some things coming up. We know it's Hall of Fame weekend at UW. We'll get to that here in a minute. And I know Nick was talking to you off mic about the big cross-country meet that's happening at Little America tomorrow. Again, one of the things that UW has done a lot, especially with our community through my time here, is the outreach portion.
And it goes into also to the branding style of what University of Wyoming is doing. Again, where we saw last season, one Wyoming. It is, you know, our state. We only have not even a professional team, but it is our team to root on, our teams to support. And again, I think it goes kudos into the vision and the spirit and the direction that the university is putting on of going, hey, state of Wyoming, come cheer us on. You know, we are your team. We are Wyoming made. We're Wyoming proud.
You're spot on, and that's been one of the mantras we've tried to preach to our coaches and to our staff. Hey, we need to get out. We need to take our kids and our programs to communities around Wyoming. It's easier said than done. It can be a challenge to find schools to be willing to wrestle us in Cheyenne or wrestle us in Star Valley 2 years before, or take track and field on the road to Gillette for cross-country to Cheyenne. It's not easy, but we've been able to do it, and it's part of what we're trying to do, which is we want to reach out and extend the olive branch to all corners of Wyoming and say, hey, this is your team, join us, and people seem to appreciate it.
You have a big weekend coming up with the Hall of Fame weekend. Matter of fact, the festivities get underway tomorrow evening. Of course, one of the nice things, and I guess I get spoiled too, being up in the press box, you get to see all of the famous and familiar faces of University of Wyoming past, and it's nice. Matter of fact, we were just talking Oakland A's baseball, former skipper of the A's, and had a great career with the Houston Astros as well, and made his mark in baseball with the University of Wyoming, Art Howe. But again, tell us a little bit about, and again, rounding these folks up to come on out to Laramie for this special event.
Oh, it's great. You know, we have a Hall of Fame committee that selects the Hall of Fame inductees every year, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot of very deserving nominees, and it's very competitive, and but we have a sold-out venue for tomorrow night in the Gateway, and obviously you mentioned Art Howe, but to name a few, Sean Dent, Jessica Fox, who was a track athlete, Art Howe, who went on to greatness in Major League Baseball, but actually, interesting story, Art came here as a football player and then got injured and switched over to baseball. Coach Steven Suter, who was a wrestling coach here and competed here, Corey Weedle, who was a great kicker for the Cowboys during the Tiller era, and then the 1987 WAC championship team that lost to Iowa in the Holiday Bowl. That's going to be a lot of fun because a lot of really great memories for that group. And so we're excited about tomorrow night. And then we also have a concert here in the arena tomorrow. Brothers Osborne is playing, which is a band that's kind of blown up, and we're selling tickets pretty fast for that. So we're trying to make this a special weekend and get as many people to Laramie as possible.
And, of course, on Saturday, it culminates with a 1:30 kickoff against a Pac-12 opponent, Washington State. And, again, I think the win at Las Cruces, the convincing win by a very, very stubborn Wyoming defense and an offense that looks like it's going to be a work – I don't want to use the word work in progress. It looks like it's going to be something to behold each and every week, but it looks like this was a great ball game last weekend to get maybe those – I'm not sure if I'm coming – folks out to the ball game here on Saturday. I think you're going to have quite a few more walk-ups than expected.
I hope so. You know, it's we still have tickets available and good seats, so we need to move some tickets, and we're excited about hosting Washington State Cougars. I mean, we got a Pac-12 team, we got a Power 5 team here in Laramie, and I'm not going to say we're going to win, but this is the best chance to beat a Power 5 team we've had in a long time. They're a good football program, but we have become a really good football program, and I think I would if I was a fan of college football, and especially if I was a Wyoming Cowboy fan, I sure wouldn't want to miss this on Saturday.
Do want to get at least those plugs from you, Tom, of how folks here in Cheyenne, or at least who might be listening throughout the state of Wyoming, how do they go about getting tickets? Obviously, you can walk up there to the war and purchase some, but maybe they want to do over the phone, or could they also possibly purchase them right now online?
You know, probably the most efficient way to do it is to go over online, which is gowyo.com. They can call us at 766-7220. But you want to get your tickets today or tonight online because they go up by $5 tomorrow on day of game. So they're a little more expensive if you wait till tomorrow. But so get online, gowyo.com, call our ticket office, 766-7220, and they'll take care of you. We'll be open late tonight and all night if you go online.
We'll get into some of the information about the upcoming Saturday's game. I do want to we talked with Kevin about this yesterday. I wanted to get your thoughts, too. And, again, a credit to what's going on at the University of Wyoming. And I don't know how negotiations were on this one, but we bring back BYU into the fold. Coming up here in, 2022, we go out to Provo. 2024, they come back to the University of Wyoming or they'll come out to the war and play football. But tell us a little bit how that all came about.
Well, it's been, I'll be honest with you and transparent with everybody. I had originally said when they left the Mountain West years ago that I didn't want to play BYU anymore. And I probably should have kept my mouth shut because now I'm backing on my word a little bit, which is not something I like to do. But I get paid to make good business decisions for the university, and BYU was willing to play us home and home, which is hard to find right now. As our program has improved, it has been very difficult to find teams that will play us home and home right now. So BYU is excited about the opportunity. It's a great regional rivalry. The people on the western side of the state love it. And since we're not playing Utah any longer, we need to do something to try to engage that Salt Lake market. We do a pretty good job because we're going to Utah State every other year, but the people in south of Logan aren't as excited about driving all the way up to Logan as we would like, and we have some very good supporters in Utah as well as western Wyoming. So that was part of the decision, and the other part of it was it's a great opportunity for us to beat a football team that's nationally known. They have a great brand, and it will be an unbelievable challenge. As we all know, they have a great history and tradition, and Wyoming needs to play those schools when they can.
You know, it's almost like a page out of The Godfather there that you said. It's nothing personal. It's strictly business. I like that. Hey, in golf, Tom, you know how it is in golf. We'll give you a mulligan, all right? So no big deal.
I'll need more than one.
We'll give you a mulligan.
9, maybe.
Least on the BYU, and we'll give you a mulligan. All right, so we got a big game Saturday. It's a Gold Rush game. Tell us about you got some freebies you're going to be handing out here to some of the fans that'll be walking into the war.
We are giving away 4,000. The world needs more cowboy T-shirts. With partnership with the UW, I guess they're calling it marketing division of the university. It's trying to market that brand slogan, which we love, and they're helping us distribute 4,000 T-shirts. They'll be gone quick, so get into the stadium, get your T-shirt. But if you don't get a T-shirt, make sure you wear gold. I think it would be a great show of kind of unity and symbolism if that venue was just packed with gold.
Now, again, there are some fan information for Wyoming fans here. Again, this is our opening contest at War Memorial Stadium. And then you look back at things that you added last year, for example, wine and beer sales. We'll throw that out there, amongst other changes that you had. So some of the things that come off the top of your head that fans should be aware of as they head into War Memorial Stadium for the game against the Cougars.
Our first game every year, because our Wyoming people are so interested in engaging with friends they haven't seen for months, they don't come into the stadium early, and we get long lines, especially instead of giving you a gate number, the gate on the northeast corner of the stadium by the IPF, it gets really backed up. So two messages there. Get into the venue early, and if you are going to come late, don't enter at that gate. Walk around. The gates on the south side are usually significantly less congested over by the old practice field and what we used to call Tailgate Park. That gate is often extremely short, and the other gates get congested. So I would be cautious of that. They're talking about, I've heard two different weather forecasts about a slight chance of rain, so people might want to make sure they got a sweatshirt. We do allow you to bring an umbrella. Obviously, we ask you to be cognizant of the people behind you, and if you don't need it, don't use it. But we are selling wine and beer, the same process as last year. I should say we are selling beer. There's less wine than the previous year. There are still some access to wine, but we've changed the process a little bit, though that didn't sell very well. But we're trying to enhance the beer. We will have hawkers in the stadium actually selling beer, but the process of getting a wristband and going through the ID line hasn't changed, and to some people they find that frustrating, but that's the way it is.
Well, the thing, too, especially going to a UW game, and again, I've been to, quite a few stadiums in my lifetime. One of the things that is really appreciative as you go to a University of Wyoming Cowboy game, always family friendly, I guess that would be my choice of words.
Yeah, we try to be, absolutely, and we do have an area of the stands where we don't allow beer, and if a family wants to sit on there, we can sell you tickets in the family zone. So we are always cognizant, trying to make it as comfortable and supportive for the fans as possible. And our job is to produce a great experience for the fans and have them leave, win or lose, feeling like they had an enjoyable experience. Obviously, they'll feel great if we win, but we want them to feel good if we didn't win. I know you're not going to feel great, but we want you to enjoy the experience.
Tom, is there anything else that we should be aware of for the upcoming football season at War Memorial Stadium?
No, I would just say arrive early, wear gold, and be loud.
All righty, sounds good. We want to thank you so much for joining us.
I think before we let him go, we should probably get his predictions, thoughts, not to put you on the spot there, Tom, but I mean, what is going to be the outcome of this game?
Well, in my view, Cowboys always win. I will say that we're going to have to score a little bit. Our defense is outstanding, but you're talking about one of the best offensive tacticians in America, maybe one of the 5 best offensive coaches in college football history, to be honest with you. He's going to find a way to score. So it's not going to be a shutout like we probably could have had last weekend had we kept our ones on the field the whole time. But we're going to have to, we're going to have to run the ball. We're going to have to be clean on special teams. And if we can get a couple turnovers and put our offense in short field position, I think we'll be able to do well and come home with a victory.
All right, sounds good. Athletic Director Tom Berman from the University of Wyoming joining us here on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Thanks so much, Tom. We'll see you on Saturday.
You guys take care. Thank you.
All right, it's 4:26 on a Thursday afternoon. Wyoming Sports Talk today. Larry Peroletti along with Nick Peroletti. Can we pay some bills here?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
I never said you couldn't.
Well, I'm just looking at you to make sure that you're all ready to rock and roll. So
I'm always ready.
With more after these words here on 1480 K-Ray. Wow, it's hot enough out there to fry chicken. So now's the time to find ways to beat the heat, and Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, is the best place to go to get cool. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, which provides complete air conditioning, installation, inspection, and repair services, is offering its air conditioning inspections for just $98. So beat the heat right now by calling Marv's Plumbing and Heating today at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
Hello, this is Pastor Nathaniel Ensley with Blessed Hope Baptist Church in Burns, Wyoming, and I would like to invite you to listen to our weekly broadcast entitled Hope for Today, right here on 1480 K-Ray, every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Our goal during each broadcast is to bring you a simple and short Bible truth that will be a help to you. Sure hope you can tune in. God bless you.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
All right, good half of football, boys. Now, good is good, but we can always be better. Look at Taco John's. They took those tasty little potato lays and loaded them up with bacon and ranch and all kinds of good stuff. They made something good even better.
Taco John's new loaded potato olays are loaded with craveable toppings for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even dessert.
So olay the day, boys, and play like you're making loaded potato lays.
Olay the day at Taco John's.
The time is now, and the place to go is Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service for their annual model clearance sale of Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. This is your year to travel the countryside, and what better way with your Jayco RV from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And to put you on the road today, save 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Well, like Nick was saying during the break, we've chatted a lot this week about the University of Wyoming Cowboys. And yet,
what more is there to say? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's get to game time.
I think Washington no longer a 1.5-point favorite, now down to just one.
Is it just one? That's all?
Just a 1-point favorite for Washington State. So, again, still favored, but it's retracting back very quickly as the days go by. So, again, we've beaten that subject down. Again, thank you to Tom Berman, who's given his thoughts. Again, I've given my thoughts on this game. You have. We've gotten all sorts of insider information.
Give me a score. What do you go for a score?
Something tells me Washington State. I'll go 35-24.
See, I disagree.
35-24 Washington State.
The number that pops into my head on this one is the Cowboys 21 and Washington State 17. I just don't think they're going to score much. I think, again, even Tom reiterated, too, I think the defense is going to carry this game on their back. And as long as the Cowboys' offense does not leave short fields, make mistakes like they did against Oregon, I have a feeling that the Cowboys are going to beat a Pac-12 team.
We'll see. Again, we'll only find out on Saturday. Again, we can only take it for a grain. Sports books already have Washington State as a favorite, a very close favorite as is, but again, they can always be wrong. We certainly saw with Hawaii and CSU, giving CSU the 14-point advantage in that one. But
and Vegas made a pile of money there. That's why they're in business, right?
Yeah. But in this one, something just tells me that Washington State finds a way to get it done. Again, just similar style of what we kind of see out of those Pac-12 teams. Again, high offensive octane. As much as that defense for Wyoming is very, very good, it is one of the best in the nation, clearly as being ranked in the top 10. It's something that I think Washington State and Mike Leach finds holes. They find areas to exploit with the Wyoming Cowboys. They take advantage of I don't think Tyler Vanderwall will have an awful performance. It's just if he replicates what he did against New Mexico State, it's not enough to get it done. And I just think if you have too many 3-and-outs, Washington State feels like it's going to be that team that takes advantage. And again, I just go off of what Theo Lawson talked with us early in the week of. This is a team that's very underrated, that could do good things this season, has a lot of talent, but it's not getting that respect. And I take that warning and kind of at least add it to my prediction of going, well, if Theo's right on this, I can anticipate Washington State putting up not a blowout, but a similar effort, at least on the offensive side, of what we saw last year with Oregon.
All right, there is one game. We're going to take a look at the Mountain West Conference. We haven't done this, but there's some news. Matter of fact, one of the teams playing tonight, San Jose State.
They taking on UC Davis.
UC Davis Aggies, and again, very familiar with them. There's no line on this contest, oh, by the way. But
who cares against
but let me finish. Okay, redshirt freshman Terrell Carter, who's competing for San Jose's starting quarterback job, announced he's leaving the school. Carter impressed in the
probably the best decision.
Well, he impressed in the Spartan spring game. He went 4 or 5, 77 yards, but appeared to be behind sophomore Montel Aaron on Coach Brent Brennan's depth chart. In a Twitter post on Tuesday night, Carter thanked the coaching staff and the school, but indicated the decision to leave San Jose after one season was a mutual.
Yeah, that's completely understand on that one. Where again, San Jose State's going to be lucky to get a victory, and they might get it tonight with UC Davis.
I don't think so. I think the Aggies beat them.
Yeah, probably, especially since it is that toss-up where there is no line. It is split even. But, hey, I don't fault the quarterback, especially your favorite to be on a very awful program. And, again, hey, you get that opportunity, but now losing it to be a backup, I get it as a little spit in the face to him.
Right.
No, I do not fault the guy. Best of luck to you wherever, if anyone picks you up, and have fun, I guess.
Busy schedule for tomorrow. I mean,
yeah, go figure Friday.
Yeah, for going up against the high schools, but that's the way they want to do it. Utah State, the Aggies will be at East Lansing, Michigan. They'll take on the Spartans.
Good
Number
luck.
11.
Good
Michigan
luck.
State. Spartans are favored by 23.5 points in this game. You don't think there's any shot that Utah State can beat them?
No. Are you insane?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Utah State's gonna be good, but not that great. They're not upsetting Michigan State. There's no way in hell. I would take those points. I would take the points. And we're not doing picks right now. I would absolutely say Michigan State cruises in that one.
That's fine. I'm just throwing it out there.
You're insane if you think they'll win.
On the farm in Palo Alto, California, Stanford, number 13 in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinal will play host to San Diego State. San Diego State has done this for years and years and years and years. They've always either played Pac-10 teams or Pac-12 teams, and again, they don't take slouches. They always go up against top dogs,
and a lot of times they get their teeth kicked in.
And this one here, believe it or not, Stanford's only favored by 14 in this contest.
I'd still take the points. I think the Cardinal can take care of business, especially
you think
being at home.
Will beat San Diego by 14 plus.
Yeah, San Diego State they might be the second best team. Well, I don't even know if they're the second best team in that, at least West Division. I think Hawaii.
They're behind Fresno State.
Okay, I said second team.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I don't even know if they're that second best team in the Mountain Division as what at least excuse me, in the West Division. I especially after the performance that Hawaii put up against CSU. Ugh.
Yeah,
but I don't think San Diego State has enough to get it done on the road in Palo Alto against the Cardinals. Sorry, no.
But
not a whole lot of teams go to Stanford and take care of business.
And I'm not taking anything away from the Rainbow Warriors. My question is though, is CSU that bad or is Hawaii that improved?
Oh, hopefully we would have had our guest on. We would have gotten those answers. But oh well. Again, that's why I kind of question is. After seeing that week one contest, or at least that first contest for Hawaii against CSU, again, kudos to them getting it done in Fort Collins, Colorado. I have to say behind Fresno State, I still think they're going to be the winners of that West Division. But, yes, I think Hawaii is the second best team in that, at least on that side of the Mountain West.
I respect that. Portland State will visit Nevada at Mackey Stadium in Reno. No line on this one.
Again,
this could be
that's
awful.
Clearly because, again, Nevada, the Wolfpack are not a great team at all.
No, but I think they could clobber.
I think Nevada. I would assume Nevada should get it done at Reno. You would hope at home, but
yeah,
it really doesn't mean anything. It might be their only victory of the season. That Mountain Division, or again the West Division, I think you're going to see with San Jose State, Nevada. you're going to have a lot of teams that are be barely pushing for one win.
All right, you look at this ball game coming up. It's at 7:30, Sports Authority Field at Mile High.
The old Rocky Mountain Showdown, as it always happens.
It's not Sports Authority Field anymore. Isn't it just Mile High Stadium?
Guess what? You're reading off ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it tells you how worthless that website is.
Yeah, that makes me feel embarrassed.
No, it's
too, when I did
Mile
my
High
scheduling.
Stadium.
Anyway,
it goes against you if you should be smarter because we know Sports Authority is out of business.
I caught that one here as I was reading.
I think it's like Bronco Stadium at Mile High or something.
Well, anyway,
Bronco Field.
The Buffaloes of Colorado will match up against the 0-1 CSU Rams.
Did you see the line on that one?
Yeah, Rams are favored by 7.5.
How?
Does that mean the Buffaloes are that bad?
They've been bad of recent memory. I mean, they've been pretty much the butt of the joke in the Pac-12, and that doesn't even matter the North or South. I don't know what to make of that, especially with a 7.5 point favorite for the CSU Rams. I don't read into it, especially when sports lines had them at a 14-point advantage against Hawaii. I don't read into it. Something tells me that CU wins in that one.
Well, and here's the deal on this one. The over-under is 65. I guarantee you. And here's the one deal. The Buffaloes have no defense, just like the Rams. So that over 65, I say it's going to be over 65 on the over-under.
Well, if you say
neither team has a defense.
Yeah, but in offensive-wise, both teams are pretty solid. But if I had to give
Samuels can throw.
Yeah, he's very good, especially if you look at his stats from at least the last contest. Again, over, what was it? I got my notes here.
There's 34.
537 yards, 5 TDs, 1 INT. Again, a QB rating of 187. Not too shabby, but obviously it wasn't in a losing
effort. He was
effort.
Supposed to go to UCLA, wasn't he? But Mike Bobo convinced him to come to Fort Collins.
I don't. Again, CSU, you need this victory against CU to gain some sort of momentum, gain some sort of respectability back. Because guess what? Next week they're going to be taking on Arkansas. Granted, it'll be at Fort Collins. Good luck with that one. You're not getting done against the Razorbacks.
Well, again, obviously the odds makers think.
How about a friendly schedule for CSU? You have your first 3 games all within 50 miles of if not at home, but again, you have to travel down to Denver for a road, at least quote-unquote road game, even though it's a neutral site.
I'm just shocked that the Rams are favored in this one.
I am too. When I saw that, I was like, okay.
That tells me that the Buffaloes are not good.
No.
So, all right.
But we don't know. Again, Hawaii, we thought was not going to be good, and they surprised everyone.
They came off the island and knocked the snot out of the Rams.
CU, something tells me that CU takes care of it, and the snowball effect begins for CSU of it's going to be a rough season for the Rams.
Coming up on Saturday, it doesn't matter who they play, going to Colorado Springs and the Air Force Academy and the pageantry there. And again, the place is always jam-packed for Air Force football. They get the Stony Brook
every once in a while.
They get the Stony Brook Seawolves. There definitely is no line on this one.
Yeah, give it to Air Force. They won.
Well, yeah, and the point is, though, we're going to see how good Air Force is. Again, they are a year older.
I don't think it's a strong test. This is a team almost like a Wofford of you should just smack around on the field.
Yeah.
So after, again, I'll say Air Force gets the victory. There should be no reason why they do not defeat Stony Brook.
This should be at least a 3-touchdown
This is not a good, at least, test of going, okay, this team is going to be for real in the Mountain West. No, it's I expect you to put a whipping on them, and that's about it.
Right. So, again, minimum 3-touchdown win for Air Force. Well, we already talked about Wyoming and Washington State.
Yeah.
We'll move along to the 2 o'clock hour. This will be in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
Oh.
The men of Troy, USC Trojans, and they will go up against the UNLV Rebels. And
the Rebels have been I've seen this matchup many a time. UNLV has no shot. USC cruises in that victory. UNLV loses by at least 3 touchdowns. I guarantee it.
You think?
UNLV is not competing in LA against the USC Trojans.
Okay. But
I've seen it many a time. UNLV, this is not their first rodeo with UNLV and USC. USC has demolished this team before, and they'll do it again.
No,
UNLV is not that good.
I understand that.
It goes on along the lines of these West teams, again, UNLV, Nevada, San Jose State. These teams they're not sniffing bowl berths this year. They're going to be lucky if they max out at 3 wins, in my opinion.
UNLV, I think the 26.5 points is pretty generous I think they're going to get clobbered, don't you think?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I mean, but
and I said minimum 3 touchdown victory.
Yeah,
so get 21 points. So obviously
they're
a little
figuring,
behind.
and again, the odds makers are saying 26.5 points. To be real honest, I would take the
points. Yeah,
yeah, I would take the points. Again, I'm not saying SC is going to be great this year, but
they're going to be good enough against UNLV.
Yeah, they're just not going to. They're not going to match up against.
I wonder what kind of payday UNLV got for that one.
Probably a pretty good payday, that's for sure. Boise State will march up against the Troy Trojans. This will be.
I think they're on the road in Alabama, right?
Yeah, that'll be at Troy, Alabama, at Veterans Memorial Stadium. How about this line? Only 10 points, even with
Troy's been a respectable team in the Sun Belt, especially of watching them. You know, again when Idaho was a part of the Sun Belt. Troy of recent years has put on some good fights against some upper-level teams. I do believe they upset one top 25 team last year, or not 2 seasons ago, if I do remember correctly, but or at least they put up a good fight. Troy, this line does not surprise me. I think Boise should take care of business. They should win on this, but 10 points? Yeah, I'd probably have to take the points, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Boise State is better than 10 over Troy in this one.
I don't know. Again, I don't disrespect Troy. I know what they've done in recent seasons. I've seen what they've been about in the Sun Belt. It's a team that can compete, that can take care of business. It does have good talent, but is it enough to upset a Boise? I don't see it.
We're going to get a good look at the Boise offense.
Yeah.
And again, with their quarterback in
with
there.
Ripien.
With Ripien, what, his 4th year now?
Yeah.
So you're going to get a good look at Boise State. They're ranked number 22 in the nation. Oh, by the way, back to SC as they take on UNLV. They're ranked number 15 in the nation. All right, how about this? I never heard of this place until I just brought it up here recently. University of Incarnate Word.
I've heard about them in NCAA basketball, but nothing of
private university in San Antonio, Texas. They are the Cardinal. Oh, by the way, so
obviously it's again in San Antonio. This is the secondary school behind probably UTSA of Texas San Antonio, but
their undergraduate enrollment is about 6,300.
Who are they playing against? They'll get whipped on. I don't know.
They are playing New Mexico.
I'd have to pump the brakes on that one.
No. The Lobos will win this one.
Well, what's the line?
There is no line. No line in this one.
See? Again, I'd have to pump the brakes. Does New Mexico get the victory? I don't know. I don't know
if this one it doesn't get a line because it's Incarnate Word. Nobody knows anything about them.
No one knows anything about New Mexico either.
Well,
again, New Mexico's going to be awful.
It's Bob Davies' team. They should run over.
New Mexico's had a bunch of issues recently, especially on the football program. Sorry, I'm
going to disagree with you. They're going to claw.
If New Mexico wins, it's very close. I don't think they blow out this team, but if they do win, it'd be a close victory. If they lose, it wouldn't surprise me either. Yeah. It really wouldn't.
All right, your Vandals.
Yeah.
They get to go to Fresno State
at
Bulldog Stadium on Saturday night. There's no line on this one. What does that tell you?
Well, that's also, too, you're reading in an FCS team against an FBS. I think, and again, talking with Theo Lawson, and again, following the Vandals of what they've been doing under Coach Paul Petrino up there in Moscow, Idaho. Idaho of recent years, as much as I've seen them where they've been terrible and they can go and win a bowl game at the Humanitarian or the Potato Bowl or whatever it's called in Boise, but I think they have enough talent this year where they can win in the big, at least in the Big Sky. I think they can take care of business upending a Montana States of the world, Northern Colorado. I think they should take care of that conference in the FCS. Not saying they're going to be FCS national champions, but I can't disrespect Fresno State though. At home.
Team that's expected to win the West in the Mountain West Conference. I think.
I would say with this contest, Fresno wins, but by a touchdown. If I had to make a prediction.
Wow.
That's how much, again, of what I've been reading about this Idaho Vandals team, it does have FBS level talent. It does have enough, at least offensive prowess. The defense is getting up there in respectability. I think they put up a good fight there in Fresno.
They're going to get slapped around like a redheaded stepchild. They're going to
I wouldn't say that. I really don't
Fresno
think
State Bulldogs will mop the floor with them. That's not even going to be a game.
I don't know.
Then on the islands, back at Honolulu at Aloha Stadium, it will be the Rainbow Warriors, and they will host the Navy. Surprisingly enough, or maybe is it not a surprise? And again, most teams that go over and face Hawaii usually come away with an L. I mean, it's just tough to win. But
you try flying all the way from Annapolis,
from the mainland, from Annapolis, Maryland.
Yeah. Good luck on that long flight out there. Obviously, they're going to probably leave a few days earlier to get acclimated to the time zone changes. But after Navy is really good, especially what we saw last year, respectable team. But what Hawaii did against CSU, I got to respect that. I think Hawaii is, especially with what that state dealt with, that island nation of the recent hurricane. Again, I think this team has something to play for.
They've had everything, hurricane, volcanoes.
Yeah. It's just that I feel like they have that extra kind of fuel to get this victory, especially being their home on the islands. I say Hawaii wins.
Yeah,
in a close one.
I think the line. I think the line is too high on this one. Yeah, I can't give Navy 10.5 on that one. So
I think that's way too high.
Yeah. All right. So we kind of giving you the rundown of the Mountain West Conference for this opening weekend for most of the Mountain West Conference. Again, Hawaii, CSU, and Wyoming, the only ones in action last week.
Well, it's a full week. The official week was obviously last week.
So, I guess that was their week 0.
You had 3 Mountain West teams playing last Saturday.
I know. That was your week 0. Now it's your official week 1. I'm just amazed, as we're going to go to the break here in just a couple of seconds, I'm just amazed at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back here. 1, 2, 3, 4 games being played.
You can count on one hand.
No, 4 games being played on a Friday night. And again,
why do we have CSU versus Wyoming on a Friday when we're going to have
I understand
playoffs?
And why is Colorado State and CSU playing on a Friday night? That doesn't make any sense. It's high school football all in that state.
Well, guess what? It's TV deals because I do believe a lot of those games, ESPN2, CBS Sports Network.
What do we have here? I'm just looking here to see what
I think USC is playing on FS1.
Yeah, I'm not seeing here on the way of television coverage, so who cares? All right, we're going to take a time out. We'll be back with more Wyoming Sports Talk today after these words.
First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. They have a 16-month CD at an annual percentage yield of 2.33% and a 27-month CD at an APY of 2.74%. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be partly cloudy with highs around 85. Then for tonight, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 54. On Friday, it'll be partly sunny with highs around 84. And on Friday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 51.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Well, welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today. Once again, thank you to our special guest that we had here this hour, one Tom Berman, athletic director at the University of Wyoming. We'll get a chance to shake his hand, say hi when we're up there in the press box this Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. What?
I know you were twitching your hand. Did you have something that you wanted to do?
No, I rest my fingers on the board, and eventually they get like rigor mortis, almost kind of that stiffness, so I was just shaking it out. Since I work the board and do everything on the show. I don't see you over here.
Because I'm working.
I don't want you over here on the first thing again. You wouldn't know. You don't know what you're doing.
I could take that program over in a minute.
Oh, please.
Anyway, an arbitrator is sending Colin Kaepernick's grievance.
Who cares?
With the no, this is big news. With the grievance with the NFL to trial, denying the league's request to throw out the quarterback's claims that owners conspired to keep him out of the league because of his protests of social injustice. Kaepernick's lawyers, Mark Gregos, tweeted a picture today of a ruling by arbitrator Stephen Burbank. The former Niners quarterback argues that owners have clued to keep him off any NFL roster since he hit free agency 2017.
Sucks.
The NFL declined to comment, according to the New York Times. So here's what's going on. Kaepernick began a wave of protests by NFL players 2 seasons ago, kneeling during the national anthem.
Do we need a recap? We know what
again, kneeling to protest police brutality and racial inequality during the Obama administration. The protests have grown into one of the most polarizing issues in sports, with President Donald Trump loudly urging the league to suspend or fire players who demonstrate during the anthem.
That's not going to happen.
Kaepernick contends the owners violated their collective bargaining agreement with players by conspiring to keep them off their teams. The case hinges on whether owners work together rather than decided individually to not sign Kaepernick. A similar grievance is still pending by unsigned safety Eric Reed, who played with Kaepernick in San Francisco and joined in on the protests.
Don't care. Doesn't matter. Again, if it's found that there is collusion between owners, yeah, absolutely. That's huge. But in this instance, I really doubt it. I would say 95% of me, or at least I would say it's a 95% guarantee that was not the issue. Again, of what I've been saying for quite some time is he's awful. He's not that great talent. He wanted a lot of money, and he's not worth it. Clearly, especially with John Elway helping address my theory on this whole thing of recent comments of saying, well, we reached out to him. He wanted this. We're not giving to him. And he had a shot to be on an NFL team. So what? I think it more, again, I think this is just a witch hunt. He's trying to lay blame on something that isn't true. It's going to come out that it wasn't like that. And again, I think my theory is very valid of he's not worth the money he's asking for.
Well, and John Elway had already done his deposition saying that he wanted more than we were willing to pay him.
That's what I said.
So that's, again, I'm just reiterating what you said. All right, Elvis Dumervil, who recorded 105.5 sacks during his NFL career, has decided to step away from the NFL.
I was going to say a long Denver Bronco.
To focus on family and his business venture. He announced today on Twitter, Dumervil was selected in the 4th round of the 2006 by the Broncos, with whom he spent 7 seasons. He missed the 2010 campaign because of a torn pectoral muscle. He played 4 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens before joining 49ers last year. The defensive end was a 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro selection, and led the NFL with 17 sacks for Denver in 2009. Dumervil set the Ravens single-season sacks record with 17 in 2014, ranks 26th on the NFL's all-time sacks list.
Good career, great player.
His body's still in good shape.
Hall of Famer at this point with retirement. If he does kind of carry on like a Patrick Willis, who, again, that seems a little early retirement. Again, where we are in 2018, 12 seasons. It seems a little earlier than.
But like he said, he goes, my body still feels great, but I also have a wife and 2 young children who need me, and a real estate business that I can now turn my attention to full time. So again, he's a businessman.
There's nothing wrong with that, but I think that's kind of kudos to him. Of it's nothing health wise. I can easily come back if I really wanted to. So he does kind of flirt with that. But do I see him come back to the NFL? No. But as a core, his career as a core, if this is the end, if this is how it wraps up, Hall of Fame for Elvis Dumervil? No, I would say no. It's a fringe no of possibly, but I would say ultimately no.
Yeah, he doesn't have the panache stats like the late Reggie White has.
Yeah.
As far as sack, but he will get some consideration. I will give you that.
I wonder if he could be somewhat considered. And again, he was kind of big on that defense down in Denver for the Broncos, where he was a big figurehead, big name. Is he worth being mentioned
now in the Ring of Fame?
Possibly.
Might be. I don't know. Hey, real quick here, we want to mention, and I hope I get the name right, Brittany Lee was our winner this afternoon.
Yep.
I almost said the pop quiz. That's why I caught myself stumbling there.
Are you sure you know what station we're on, right?
We're on 1480 K-Ray.
So you're right as well, too. Again, if you need help. It's right there.
Here come the Beatles. All right. Anyway,
wow.
So
you're welcome for that sign.
You didn't get me that sign.
I bought it in Las Vegas. I know exactly what store. I bought it in one of the Caesar's Palace stores where they have all this
memorabilia.
Yeah, where you can buy Beatle guitars and stuff like that.
All right. Anyway, so Brittany Lee, our winner of the final 2 tickets that we gave away. Thank you to all that entered in on our contest.
There's a lot of you.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
And again. Keep up that momentum. The next time when the Cowboys will be at home when they have Wofford. They're going to go to Mizzou here after this very short homestand with the Washington State Cougars.
And again, we're trying to do our part as Tom Berman is urging people to come out, buy more tickets. As again, there's still some available. So he also said, "Hey, buy now, or it's going to get a little bit more pricier."
$5. Yeah, so
save that $5. You'll need it for gas.
If you look at the price of tickets, correct me if I'm wrong,
$85
there. So do you want to pay any more? I don't think so.
Yeah.
All right, we have for you our final night tonight of Golden Age of Radio Theater, which will be Red Skelton times 2, 8 and 8:30, Suspense Theater 9 and 9:30. So from 8 until 10, we have some great old-time radio shows for you. We're not here tomorrow. We will be